Applause to everyone who's participating. I think one of the really exciting through lines in the conversation that we just had earlier this afternoon is this idea that tech can be a tool to solve real world problems. And so we've invited our all-female teams to come up with creative solutions that apply technology to create a social impact in our community. So it's going to be very exciting to hear our kind of Shark Tank style competition here in just a few minutes. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank our sponsors. So this innovative pitch competition is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase and Northeastern University. Thank you to our sponsors. And as mentioned, it is a competition that's open to 8th through 12th grade women, young ladies, in kind of teams of 1 to 5 who are going to be building or programming, whether it's an app, a website, some type of AI technology to respond to an issue that they are seeing within their communities. So we've had a lot of amazing applications, so many submissions. We've actually narrowed it down to our 4 final teams. So that's what we're going to be hearing today. We're very excited. But we also, it wouldn't be Shark Tank if we didn't have our expert panel of judges. So we are very excited because we have an amazing roster of entrepreneurial ladies who are sitting here today. We have Montre Ellis, who is the CEO of Radical Innovation Concept. Montre, a round of applause. We have Becky Kinsella, the VP of Startup Banking at JP Morgan Chase. Denise Mendez, software engineer at Microsoft. And Maria Alonso, the Miami CEO and Dean of Northeastern University. So without further ado, guys, we're going to introduce our first team. It is a 3-girl team representing the School for Advanced Studies North. The team name is Sunny Software Sisters. And we have Isabela Santana, Michelle Mendez, and Monica Coira. Can I invite you guys to the stage?
Hi, I'm Michelle Mendez.
Hi, I'm Isabella Santana.
Hi, I'm Monica Coira. We're the Sunny Software Sisters, and this is our project, the SPF Initiative. 9,500 Americans are diagnosed with skin cancer every single day, and more than 2 people die from this type of cancer every hour. At this time, if you're holding a paper with our logo, please stand up. Now look around. The people standing up represent the ratio of Americans that will develop skin cancer by the age of 70, which is 1 out of 5. Thank you. You may now sit down. In fact, more Americans are diagnosed with skin cancer each year than all other cancers combined.
Since overexposure to UV rays is the primary cause of skin cancer, this problem is even more significant in Florida, a state with the 3rd highest average UV index in the nation. After conducting a user feedback survey, we realized that 50% of our users only wear sunscreen to the beach and 37% don't wear sunscreen at all. Therefore, we decided to start the SPF initiative because it is important to protect our skin and in turn our health.
The homepage has a user-friendly navigation bar and a vibrant video. The SPF initiative's main goals are clearly displayed, and there is an eye-opening stat about the prevalence of skin cancer to alert the user about the importance of sun safety. Users can also read testimonials from dermatologists, which provide credibility to our website. We also created an artificial intelligence chatbot and created its knowledge base through Python, which helps any user that might have any questions that they don't know to answer. The chatbot helps answer those questions.
The Our Mission page begins with a header that emphasizes the dangers of UV radiation. As you scroll, you can see our official mission statement that explains the purpose of the website and current news stories relating to sun protection that are linked to informational articles. Below the news, we have a carousel of our personal reasons for creating the SPF initiative.
The facts page under sun safety provides the user with easy-to-read facts and short videos on the risk of overexposure to UV radiation and how to protect yourself from these rays. We also have a color-coordinated UV index section that explains what each UV index number means. Under the skin cancer page, there's a set of flip cards that provide a picture and detailed information about each type of skin cancer when the user hovers over the card. By informing users about the characteristics of different types of skin cancer, this feature can help users identify their skin cancer and catch it before it becomes a bigger and sometimes fatal disease. For example, my dad was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma in 2018 and only knew this because I was informed about the characteristics of that cancer and caught it before it spread. We also have an identify the type of skin cancer quiz that asks the user a few questions about the characteristics of their skin cancer and tells them the type that they most likely have. This quiz can help users look for characteristics and see warning signs, and also encourages them to seek a doctor if they see any of these signs.
Our fun and interactive word scrambler game encourages kids of all ages to learn about sun safety by asking them to unscramble a word relating to sun safety in 30 seconds. With our game, kids will be excited to learn about how to protect their skin at a young age. It also expands our target audience to include children as well as teen and adults.
Since reef safety is an extremely prevalent topic in 2024, with Hawaii and Key West both banning non-reef safe sunscreens, we created the Protect Our Reefs page, which has informational sections about the importance of reef protection with straight-to-the-point bulleted lists. Since 65% of users in our feedback form said that they don't use reef-safe sunscreen, we built a machine image model using machine learning AI image classification to identify whether a user's sunscreen is reef-safe or not when they hold it up to their device's camera. This model, whose knowledge base we created by inputting commonly used sunscreens, will allow users to quickly and efficiently test whether their sunscreen is reef-safe at home and at the store. Additionally, the 4 interactive cards provide important information about how users can protect the coral reefs.
The RPix page provides users with the picture, price, and product details of our favorite reef-safe sunscreens. In the future, we would like to partner with reef-safe sunscreen companies to advertise their products and monetize our website.
The donate page allows users to contribute to our cause by filling out a donation form, which is compatible with several popular payment methods.
The volunteer page explains how users can spread awareness in their community and contains detailed steps that explain how students can create their own SPF initiative club at their school. Since 98% of users in our feedback form stated that they're interested in volunteering, we created an application form where students can apply to help us spread awareness about sun and reef safety and provide sunscreen to underprivileged communities. Therefore, unlike other websites, the SPF initiative provides users with methods to directly impact their community while also learning about sun safety.
While working on this project, we spent days researching how to implement Bootstrap onto our website. And after much trial and error, we made each page completely responsive to look the same on all devices, including cell phones.
The most rewarding part of creating our project was seeing it being used to help our friends and families in real-world scenarios.
After taking our interactive quiz that categorizes the user's skin cancer, my dad was able to correctly identify both types of skin cancer and take measures in order to prevent it from returning in the future.
The SPF initiative has forever impacted us, and we hope our project continues to help everyone.
In the future, we would like to partner with organizations such as the University of Miami Cancer Center and tourism agencies to implement our free sunscreen initiative, increase our outreach, and continue raising awareness about sun and reef safety. We would also like to partner with Miami Parks and Beaches to create sunscreen dispensers that make sunscreen more accessible. Thank you for listening to our presentation, and remember to have a sun-safe Saturday.
Hi there. I have to say, fantastic presentation, and way to use the audience. I have a question about the AI for the sunscreen. What data did you use to train it? Was it just object detection or image recognition? How do you know, like, or are you actually looking at the contents of the sunscreen or the ingredients of the sunscreen for that page?
Yeah, I can answer that question. So we trained the model using image learning. So we researched sunscreens prior to this, and we looked at the ingredients, and we came up with a list of the most popular sunscreens that people buy and categorized them by reef safe and non-reef safe, and then trained the model to recognize these sunscreens and tell the user whether it's reef safe or not.
So it's based on the brand or the logo of the brand on the container?
Correct.
Yeah, so there are certain ingredients in sunscreen that make something not reef safe. Currently, that's a big talking point. Like we mentioned, Key West and Hawaii have been banning certain sunscreens that aren't reef safe. So they do that by certain like kind of chemicals and minerals that are in the sunscreen. So we made sure to look at all the kind of different sunscreens that have this and that don't have this, and we made sure to sort that. And that's how we made the image model.
Awesome. Like, so little recommendation, like actually have them take a screenshot of the ingredients list, right? Because then you don't care what brand it is or some new brand or brand that wasn't in your research data.
That's also a great point. Something that we failed to mention in our presentation is that our chatbot, on top of answering questions, you can also put, is my sunscreen reef safe? And that's kind of used like kind of ChatGPT, where it looks through all the different internets and different sources. And we specifically put in certain CVs and different data sets. So just in case maybe that one doesn't have it, you can put it through our chatbot and it kind of filters out which ones are reef safe and which ones aren't.
Awesome.
I actually have a really quick question. So I want to talk a little bit about kind of the recognition of what type of skin cancer. I also want to ask about what data sets you use, because did you use a broad range of kind of skin tones? Because basically skin cancer looks different on different skin tones. There's also different kind of effects long term. So where did you get that kind of data population from? And if you do some oversampling, just recognize that usually darker skin tones don't have that data set model.
Right, so I can answer this. So we used official health websites and databases for all skin tones. So if you see in our skin type of cancer quiz, you can see that the color is different on both skin tones. So we have one color or the other. So for example, basal cell carcinoma, it's either red or purple. And so we specify based on your skin tone what color you should be looking out for.
Yeah. And also, inclusivity is very important for our website because a lot of the times we're Hispanic. They say, if you have a darker complexion, if you don't burn in the sun, you shouldn't wear sunscreen, which is, something that is not accurate. So on top of having different skin tones, we also have a skincare quiz. While things might look different on different skin tones, different colors, the border of what the skin cancer would look different. So, some might have like more of a jagged edge, some might be more blisters, and those are things that are kind of the same across different skin colors.
And to add on to that as well, our skin cancer quiz doesn't just tell you, oh, you have this type of skin cancer. It tells you actually the percentage of each type of skin cancer that you might have. So sometimes it'll say 100% squamous cell carcinoma, but other times it can say 60% squamous cell, 40% basal. So we use that in order to make it more accurate.
And then do you have a correlation then, if based on that data, like connecting me to a healthcare professional or something like that? Or do you think about doing that in the future?
Yeah, so we would love to partner with health agencies, just as the Cancer Center, and also tourism agencies to make it more accessible to everybody worldwide. And then once we partner with health agencies, we'll direct them to healthcare professionals as soon as they take our quiz.
Hi there, and congratulations. Amazing work, very inspiring as well. Quick question, is the website live now? And if so, how are you raising awareness? Because I think it's a very broad audience that you're trying to reach. Can you
Yes.
talk about that?
Yes, of course. So the website is live right now. Everybody can look at it on their phones, on their laptops, everywhere. So we're raising awareness through a couple different outlets. So first we have SPF initiative clubs, where actually on our volunteer page we have a list of detailed steps where students can start their own initiative at their school, and this will help teenagers get involved with sun safety. And then we also have our donate page and our pics page, and that's where we're going to bring in sunscreen companies to advertise their reef safe sunscreen products and expand our market.
To add on to that, we also have a QR code which users can download, and we encourage them to paste them on the beach, and you can just scan it and it takes you directly to our website. And we also have the word scrambler game, which targets the audience of small children.
I have one more question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, we're coming up on time, so we may need to. Would you like to also?
One last question? Sure. Yeah. So well done. So amazing. I love how your website addresses so many different things, and it's gamified for small children and really reaches a broad audience. So really good job there. What would you all do with the prize money? You mentioned a lot of partnerships and potential, future kind of monetization strategies. Would love to hear like your main one if you had to pick.
So we would love to put sunscreen dispensers in Miami parks and beaches, and hopefully someday worldwide, where underprivileged families, and really all families, but mostly in low-income neighborhoods, can get free sunscreen and protect their skin, while also having a QR code to our website so that they can directly link to our website.
I love that.
And to add on to that really quick, we also have a free sunscreen initiative where users can actually fill out a form and get in touch with us if you're of low income, and we can get in touch with you and see if you're eligible for free sunscreen.
Yeah. At the end of the day, ChangeMaker, is to provide a positive impact into our community. So we would, get that money and put it back into, the community.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
What was I doing when I was in high school? I wasted all my time. Clearly.
Before we go, we have a little gift from the judges. So we have these black ribbons that represent melanoma awareness and just skin cancer awareness in general. So my teammates will be passing those out to you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful job, ladies. So we have our next team, Purple Bites, from the School for Advanced Studies, Wolfson. We are looking at Gael Valmir, Eva Vina Alonso, Paulina Predius, and Kirsten Chong are going to be coming to the stage.
Everyone joining us today. We are a passionate group of young developers from the School for Advanced Studies Wolfson, 1010. And we're here to present our website, Future Focus.
So what is college access? It's the ability for students, mostly from underprivileged groups, to have access to opportunities and resources that make their ability to transition into higher education more.
Nationwide, 1 in 3 students express a lack of confidence in transitioning to higher education. In addition to that, over half of students in Miami are low income, highlighting the urgent need for free pathways to higher education like our website.
So why does this matter? Well, with these statistics coupled together, FGLI students face unique challenges, like a lack of guides and mentorship, financial challenges, and limited access to college prep resources. Our website bridges that gap by providing them with a one-stop hub for college readiness tools. Especially in light of schools becoming increasingly selective nationwide, our platform becomes even more essential in leveling the playing field for FGLI students.
So what is our mission? Our mission is to empower first-generation, low-income FGLI students with the tools they need for college access by assembling them into one website, Future Focus. We believe that college is not a dream. It's a reality we're committed to making accessible to all.
The inspo behind Future Focus stems from the experiences of our team of low-income students who wanted to help students like them. My name is Gael, and I'm a senior and the project manager for Purple Bites.
My name is Paulina. I'm a junior and the team's graphic designer. As a first generation immigrant, I want to help other students like me become more empowered and reach their dreams of secondary education.
My name is Kirsten and I'm a senior. I'm a content creator and a coder for Purple Bites. As the eldest child, I know college apps can be challenging. However, through research, I've been able to overcome and learn more about college apps.
Hi, my name is Eva. Navigating my college process alone was hard, and I know this website would have been a great resource.
Our journey began with wireframes, which were made in a Figma, a design application. We wanted an intuitive and engaging interface that would appeal to FGLI students. So we focused on three main characteristics: design, functionality, and content. Our color scheme features purple, which represents ambitions and potential that FGLI students have despite their limited resources. Our color scheme is a reference to the historical significance of purple as a color that represents wealth and luxury, which we want to bring to our audience. We opted for a multi-page layout to allow for in-depth and well-organized information.
Moving on to the content, we really wanted to focus on providing important information in a concise way so it would be accessible to students. We divided the research into 5 main areas, which were education, focusing on what high school to go to, and college, depending on your needs. Extracurriculars, while still exploring your interests and enhancing your resume. Writing, both academic and college app writing, as well as finding the standardized test that's best for you. And finally, finances and focusing on really connecting students to opportunities that can make college affordable for them.
Now on to functionality. Next, we coded the website, constantly improving it based on user feedback that we gathered through surveys sent to FGLI students and those dedicated to helping them. Then we adjusted the sizing of some of our homepage buttons and incorporated media elements based on that feedback. And also we utilized Bootstrap to create a seamless grid layout and also ensure responsiveness across all devices, prioritizing accessibility and inclusivity. The inclusion of error tables listing magnet schools directly addresses the challenges FGLI students face in accessing such information, providing a comprehensive resource at their fingertips. In the finance menu, an interactive vocabulary section educates students with essential financial aid terminology, equipping them with crucial knowledge for navigating the college app process. Throughout our website, you'll see a couple of recurring features, just as accordion menus that display opportunities to improve facets of their application.
Here are the challenges and accomplishments we faced. A tough challenge we faced was condensing all the information without losing. However, our accomplishments kept us going, from finally figuring out how to add photos to our accordion menus to creating a horizontal scroll for about a section, and of course, collaborating seamlessly as a team. In the future, we plan on implementing interactive quizzes and a discussion forum. We've already begun an AI chat box that advises on extracurriculars, allowing instant answers to any of your questions.
Beyond college applications, we aspire to encourage students to explore campus resources and acclimate to college life as FGLI individuals. Our vision extends beyond South Florida as we seek to partner with nonprofits and community organizations such as First Gen Support, Close the Gap, and Sally Mae Fund to offer our website as a valuable resource to FGLI students nationwide.
Our tailored user-centric approach sets us apart from competitors like College Board. Through intuitive design, personalized tools, and a focus on accessibility, we aim to provide a comprehensive solution that meets the specific needs of our target audience.
As Purple Bytes, this project gave us confidence, time management skills, and a user-centric approach. Experience and collaboration will help us make more innovative solutions.
Our commitment lies in transforming the dream of college into a tangible reality for all FGLI students. Through our platform's innovative solutions and dedication to inclusivity, we strive to break down barriers and empower every individual to pursue their educational aspirations with confidence and ease.
Thank you for listening.
Any questions?
Yeah, awesome. I think when I was going to school, like finding out how to get funding for that was a huge deal. So question for you though, the world is changing on a constant basis. I saw the list of scholarships that you have. How do you update that or keep that updated? How are you going to continue to evolve as new data is made available or new scholarships come online?
Of course, we would like to create like a sort of like database through the use of like not only like I guess like manually, but also through our AI chatbot, which we plan to extend not beyond the extracurricular page, but to all the menus, so that the users can get new and updated information.
We continue to gather feedback from our audience that we are testing our platform with, and we want to receive reviews from them with suggestions on improvement, which could include suggestions for newer other resources that we might not be aware of.
How do you pay for your time on doing this in the long term? Or is this, I mean, obviously right now it's a grassroots or volunteer effort, but longer term, is there a return on investment for the work that you're doing? Other than it's a good thing to do?
It's this resource is meant to be accessible to all, so we want to keep it free. However, we could partner with organizations, nonprofits mostly, and like community platforms to seek donations and funding opportunities.
And I think like especially connecting with the colleges is important for students too, like having maybe like what we're doing now, basically like little discussions with college deans and maybe other counselors with students is really important too.
We seek to gather a fund perhaps in the future, which we could possibly give out as a scholarship platform to reach and further help even more FGLI students.
I like what you said about college admissions. Like colleges are like direct to consumer, but there's no one-stop shop to get to access to all the things at MDC and FIU and FAU and BC and NSU. And like, I think we have like about 10 or 12 different colleges and universities in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. So actually going to the admissions office and saying, hey, how would you guys like to put all your content on our website would be a great way to add to your platform, but then also, you know, connect with their resourcing and grant funding to help keep you guys afloat. Awesome. Thank you.
So I thought this was awesome. I mean, thinking about kind of the systemic barriers that exist for people as they enter college, basically if they're disenfranchised or they come from lower income populations, is really important. Actually, a friend and I were discussing that the other day around kind of the structures. The thing I want to ask you about is kind of twofold. You talk about the admittance process, which I think is really important because a lot of people don't have that path. But have you thought about, you mentioned a little bit about what's next, because the other piece is how do you support people once they're in the college, because most people don't have the same tools. Have you thought about that? Did you think about that as part of this process?
Yes, we have thought about that as a group where beyond college, of course, students would have to face, going to the financial aid office and like maybe renegotiating that aid. And even then, it'll like still be like a tough process for them. So what we would like to incorporate, as we said before, is discussion forums, like an open space for students to discuss these issues, and perhaps even like a helpline on us to like provide feedback on those issues and perhaps like help them on anything else that they may need.
So one thing one suggestion I might might make is there's also an emotional component here around this that I think you should tap into, that I think would make you inherently unique, around the emotional toll of going through the initial process of kind of being the first in your family to go to college and go this process, and then being the first of, or maybe one of the onlys who's in a particular university. So something to think about.
Thank you.
Well, I thought your work was amazing. I'm a first gen college student myself, and I wish I would have had this resource when I was going through that process. So I think you are poised to help a lot of people in our community in particular, but clearly beyond Miami-Dade County and South Florida. So I love the fact that this was born out of your own journeys. What do you think is the biggest learning you had going through this process and creating the website? And how do you think you're going to use the website and make it available to our community to help solve for the problem that I think you were going for?
One of the ideas we were thinking about is translating it into our respective native languages, and I feel like that would really help us connect with our own communities and make it accessible to more people.
Additionally, as a low-income family, I think a lot of students and just people in general aren't very familiar with financial terms, and so we include the flashcards section and more resources to educate people on the financial aspect when seeking like scholarships, grants, or financial support. So that's one of the ways that we are trying to address these concerns.
I really like the question that you just asked because like I feel like during the whole the application process, there's many like challenges you have to go through and like steps. Like first of all, like I think I've gained like a really high emotional intelligence from like doing all these supplements, like asking myself if I can pay for college and all those questions of parents. Like you go crazy sometimes, but honestly, where you go is where you're meant to be. And in the long run, I'm pretty sure like this website, it will really help like kids just like us, because like college college is difficult. I mean, but we'll make it. We got this.
I
Good.
agree with what you said 100%. Really, for low-income students, there's about like millions of low-income students like across the country, really. And I think that a lot of times as a low-income student, you feel like a sort of like pressure, not even from like your parents, but also from your peers. So like almost like do your best and try hard, but a lot of times you don't really have the means to do that like other people do. So I think that our website would really like give them a leg up in that in the opportunities department and also in the extracurriculars as well.
We're running at a little bit of an accelerated rate because we need to get everything on time. So I think I encourage you guys, if you have any outstanding questions, and certainly for the expert panelists, if you have any questions, please ask the ladies after in the break. Our next group is the Words Carry, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it is. It's Words Carry Weight by Rachel Gatto.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. I am first and foremost so excited to be here. This was actually my first time programming, and I am so grateful to Code Art for this opportunity. So, I am the founder and director of a nonprofit called Words Carry Weight, and this is my social stories app, which aims to connect code to kindness and kiddos. So Words Carry Weight is a nonprofit with many missions, but the overarching goal is to instill the values of kindness and empathy in the next generation in order to limit violence in schools. And the reason that I started Words Carry Weight is very personal to me. I did grow up in a household that was constantly being visited by Child Protective Services and the police department. And when my younger siblings were born a few years ago, I shifted from a victim mentality into an advocate for them. And I decided that I would do everything that I can to instill those values and raise them with kindness and love and patience, and to do so as well for the next generation so that we can just overall have a kinder and more gentler society. And around the same time, I actually had very close friends experience the Parkland shooting, which was absolutely disheartening. And I wanted to approach it from a different perspective rather than political, something that would actually touch the hearts of individuals and humans, and approach it from an emotional stance instead of a political stance. And that was literally instilling those values when at the youngest and most malleable minds in order to promote a kinder generation. And so over the summer, I became aware that there is a lack of resources regarding kindness and empathy for neurodiverse individuals. And I got to work exploring this topic, and I did a ton of research, and I actually was able to shadow Joe DiMaggio's children's developmental therapists who work almost exclusively with neurodiverse children. And I got to really observe how these special needs minds learn and absorb information. And in doing so, I came across the concept of social stories. So if you don't know, social stories basically aim to teach neurodiverse children very complex topics in simple and straightforward manners. For example, washing your hands or brushing your teeth. Yet unfortunately, our society often writes off neurodiverse children as incompetent of social and emotional learning. So none of these social stories really targeted those topics, and I wanted to change that. And so I began, like I said, shadowing these neurodiverse therapists, and I composed my ideas. And I then met with inclusion specialists who were able to help me revise and edit my work and really ensure that I was catering to the neurodiverse mind. And after I was satisfied with my work, I was able to conduct a photo shoot of neurodiverse and neurotypical children and then finalize my captions. And so as you can see, I created 6 social stories that encompass sharing, complimenting, setting boundaries, helping, including, and apologizing. And so as a sort of preliminary pilot test and evaluation of my work, I brought a physical demonstration of these stories to various special needs schools and fairs and events, and I was able to get feedback directly from teachers, parents, and children, and the feedback was incredible. I had students at my station literally finish the book start to finish. I had parents asking me how to purchase the book, and I had teachers asking me if I can go to their school and present. And to me, that reaffirmed my mission that A, these stories had to absolutely be free, completely free of charge, and B, be accessible anywhere and anytime for these families. And I actually conducted a little experiment while I was at these events where before children read the book, I asked them what the phrase "words carry weight" meant to them. And 9 out of 10 times, almost every time, children responded to me with a negative meaning and a negative connotation. For example, words hurt. Yet after reading the stories, almost 10 out of 10 times, the children were able to reframe the meaning of words carry weight in their mind to now hold a positive connotation and meaning. For example, words can uplift. And to me, that was a real and tangible result that I had made a difference in the lives of these children. And so I moved forward with finalizing the app. And as you can see, it is intended to be extremely user-friendly, as I am targeting younger children with varying levels of cognition. And I actually sent out the app to different special needs schools, museums, teachers, and families. And the testimonies that I received were so fulfilling and heartwarming. Some of my favorite ones, that a school reached out to me and actually said it was actually able to facilitate friendships amongst peers. Families reached out to me and said that They previously didn't have any resources readily available for these topics, and now they did. And an inclusion specialist told me how I was able to break down abstract concepts into digestible bites for these children. And to me, that was exactly what I wanted to hear. And of course, I yearn to have a global impact where parents can read it to their children, teachers can share it to their classrooms, and children can even utilize it as an app on their own devices. Thank you.
I'll just start by saying you're super inspiring, and so thank you so much for just uplifting all of us in the process. Question for you, how many users do you have on your app today?
That is a great point. I actually haven't checked. I probably should. I've been definitely sending it out to as many people as I can. I can tell you that in this process, I have been tracking how many people and children I have been able to personally present to, and that number is in the thousands. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Have you, since you shadowed the Joe DiMaggio's Children's Hospital, have you brought this back to them to get feedback from the therapists there?
Actually, in this process, that was something I realized I absolutely had to do. I am actually so excited now to reconnect with them because I did make some invaluable connections while shadowing them. And I'm also considering potentially a partnership with their institution since they are literally constantly working with the same kiddos. I think that it would be really awesome if they could implement this code into their curriculum. So definitely something that I'm going to do, and I'm really excited to.
Yeah, they have, like, Joe DiMaggio is part of the memorial system, and the memorial system has this MyChart application. So like having that available to the kids, like if you're in the hospital, you can ask for a tablet that has access to all
That's
the
a great
data on
idea.
it. And that's a great way to get that app available for the kids, especially while they're in the hospital for whatever reasons, including things like, this is how your doctor's visit's gonna, you're gonna get an MRI scan, yada,
Yeah.
yada, yada. And this is how you can manage that, expectations as well. So like extensibility for this is really huge beyond, I mean, just the Joe DiMaggio connection there's a whole rabbit hole there of things that you could do.
I'm so excited that you mentioned that because that is absolutely something I'm going to pursue now. So thank you.
So I have a question. During this process, was there a moment in kind of your process that you had an aha moment that took you by surprise, right? Did you go in having an expectation of an outcome, but as you were going through the process, you were like, oh, that is not what I expected at all, right? I mean, one of the things you mentioned were kind of around the perception of the impact of words, whether those are negative or positive, or there other things like that you experienced?
That is a good question. I think that honestly, this process was unveiling a lot of ignorance on my end, and it was a personal journey as well because I was not previously exposed to neurodiversity growing up. And so when I was actually made aware of my lack of inclusion in my work with Words Carry Weight, that to me was an aha, and immediately I need to change what I'm doing. And this is that. This is me making an attempt to kind of unveil my ignorance and my lack of inclusion and wanting to work towards more accommodations. And that's why in the future, I really want to develop this app in different languages and to have sort of vocal captions where it's not just reading because there are some people who can't read. And so I want to include voice controls and a variety of languages available and just more inclusivity overall.
So super inspiring. Truly, the research and thoughtfulness and everything you've put into this, it's really unfathomable. So, it's really, really heartfelt. I I have kind of heard of other applications, like you said, that kind of work with storytelling. So that was going to be a question for me. How effective that is as well, as opposed to reading. So yeah, I think that's great that you're going to head in that direction. Do you know of any other kind of solutions that are out there?
For kindness and empathy with
Yeah.
neurodiversity. Yeah, I think that it is something that is being explored, and I would love to continue to exploring. Some ideas I have are other applications such as creating simulations where they can actually apply what they've learned. Because, right, it's one thing to read and it's another thing to apply. So maybe potentially creating applications where they can apply what they've read throughout the stories. For example, a sharing simulation or an apologizing simulation where they can see reactions based off their behaviors. And I feel like that's a better way to learn and really absorb the content that I'm trying to put out there. So
Sounds like you're really pioneering this effort. So
thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
That was amazing, and I think it tees us up for a wonderful final conclusion. We have the Tech Tigers, who are representing the School for Advanced Studies North. We have Rose Sanchez, Selma Petrov, and Lady Borges.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rody Sanchez. I'm a senior at SCS North, and I was the project manager for our team. Okay. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sama, a senior, and I was the main coder.
I'm Lady, a junior. I was the primary researcher behind this project, and we are Tech Tigers.
Presenting to you the key components of our website, Our SAL.
Sea,
Air,
and land. Our SAL was created to promote awareness of South Florida's unique local environment. We wanted to shed light on each aspect of our environment, sea, air, and land. Our target audience is any Floridian, Our target audience is any Floridian, or anyone really, curious about our environment and how to protect it. When anyone goes online looking for information on our environment, they're often met with biased and misinformative websites. Either that, or they come across an 89-page scientific article using vocabulary that might as well be gibberish.
However, our website contains interactive elements, as well as visual graphics and easy to understand wording so that any user can pick up the website and understand and learn more about the website easily. We catered more to kids and enriched all of our environmental pages in a colorful variety of colors, so that way that users have a vibrant experience. Each of our tabs also contains information on volunteering as well as spreading awareness.
Now let's address the bigger issue. There is a lot of misinformation out there about the reality of climate change. Through our research, we realized that if we are able to teach others about these issues and exactly why our environment is so special, then people are more willing to dedicate their time, energy, and resources. The truth is that people are more inclined to help when they have factual, reliable, and concise information. Our website aims to have exactly that effect by informing others about scientific data and while also showcasing why our environment is so wonderful in the first place.
For this website, there are different elements created by CSS, like the color of varying buttons and sections for each page. Using Bootstrap allowed us to create a website that will work on several different devices. It helped to style the website and also organize the content into columns. This way, the website is pleasing to look at and can be used by any user on any device.
Based on input from Floridians aged 6 to 35, we realized we needed to add more concise details for users to better understand everything. Kids aged 6 to 12 specifically were not fond of our website. Based on this feedback, we realized that the website had no interactive elements. Users were just bored at reading information. So each tab, Sea, Air, and Land, has interactive elements added into it. The Sea tab has a matching card game, the Land tab has an invasive species hunting game, and the Air tab has an air quality index map. The biggest challenge was getting these games to work cohesively with the rest of our website, as this was our first time attempting to code with JavaScript.
In our homepage, we address our purpose and some facts about Florida. We have a navbar and a footer that help users navigate through the page, and we also have an arrow at the bottom of the page that helps you find the top. First off, the Sea tab. The Sea tab brings attention to South Florida's coral reefs and local beaches. For example, did you know that Florida is home to North America's only coral barrier reef? We wanted to highlight how crucial coral reefs are for the South Florida environment, and we also wanted to describe the various threats that our beaches and reefs face.
Secondly, the Air tab promotes ways to prevent air pollution. After receiving feedback, we added different methods of transportation with descriptions for each. The Transportation tab includes several different cards with information on different, healthier ways to get from place to place. This can help showcase to people some alternatives to prevent the amount of carbon emission they let out in order to improve our environment.
Lastly, the Land tab showcases our unique environment of the Florida Everglades.
the pride of the state and home to several types of plant and animal species. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but we literally have a mangrove behind us. So, but because of our own actions, the Everglades have been greatly reduced in size and targeted by invasive species. Our website showcases how to protect our Florida Everglades, specifically with water quality and overall environment.
Since our website is aimed to promote awareness and bring attention to South Florida's environment while also getting people to start helping, we decided to include a Get Involved tab. Under the Get Involved tab, users can advocate to their government, whether it be at the state, local, or federal level. Under our Get Involved tab, users can also access a page of local petitions. They can even learn to create their own. We plan to keep this page up to date so that all the information is relevant and accurate to the times. Under the Get Involved tab, users have a direct way to bring about change themselves.
In the future, we plan to work with universities, research institutions, and environmentally based profit and nonprofit organizations. We plan to add more information for each of our topics, and we also want to make the website even more interactive with more games and general interactive elements. In addition, we really want to expand our project to include each and every unique ecosystem worth protecting in the US.
The most rewarding part about our project was being able to create a platform of interest to offer the power of knowledge and information to anyone, but most importantly to everyone. We as Floridians not only depend on, but turn to the beautiful ecosystem that connects us.
Our website helps strengthen this connectivity through education, and it helps more people understand the complexity of the environment around us. It's a one-stop shop for every aspect of the South Florida environment.
Through our SAL, we can lead positive change in Florida and even beyond, seeing the outcome of small efforts to make an impact on the unique ecosystem we call home down here in South Florida.
Thank you for your time, and that's all for our presentation.
Awesome job. I want to know, your inspiration behind this. Where did this start, and who is the target audience?
I could go first. Okay. The inspiration behind this website came from a local standpoint. We are all locals from South Florida, and recently we have realized that there's a lot of development and construction happening in our environments, and we lately haven't been seeing the amount of greenery we would like to see or we saw before. So we wanted to create this website so people can appreciate the environment and learn how to protect it. Because if someone's not interested in protecting our environment, how are they going to want to do it? So.
And I'll also add on to that. In my old house a few years ago, it was kind of a suburban-ish area in Miami Lakes, where if you drive a little bit, you'll see areas of green and trees, and you can see lakes and cows everywhere. Cows are always there all the time. You see them everywhere. And the thing is, recently, I don't see those cows anywhere. The greenery has turned gray, and it's just buildings everywhere. And I don't see those lakes as much anymore because there are buildings around blocking it. The trees have been cut down, and it's just not the way it used to be. It's so bad that at this point, whenever I see a cow, I get like so excited. I'm like, oh my God, there's a cow! Because I don't see them anymore. It's just really sad that people don't realize that emotional impact it has to not protect the environment around us.
I think also we watch our environment kind of fall apart, and we also think about the way that this is directly affecting the people that live here in Florida. It affects the drinking water, it affects the way that our air is, it affects people's livelihoods. So that kind of tugged at our heartstrings and made us want to have an impact through our website.
Which piggybacks back to our target audience. Our target audience is really anyone and everyone, but we did try to cater to kids because kids are the future generation and they have an impact on what's going to happen in our world. So, yeah.
I think one of the things that was really awesome is that you said you tried to take those big science words and make them simpler.
Exactly.
I just recently learned a statistic that the average American reads at a 6th grade level. But that's a 6th grade level in the United States. Globally, it's a 3rd grade level. So the fact that you're taking these sciencey terms and making them available, accessible for children, actually also makes them accessible for the majority of adults in the United States.
Thank you.
Awesome job. Where could I find your QR code? What kind of campaigns raising awareness? Where would you put a QR code to get to your website?
QR codes, I'm not sure. I'm sure we can provide that. And also actually something that we're trying to do now to spread our website is by creating social media platforms especially YouTube. YouTube is a great way to do videos, very energetic and lively videos, because a lot of kids these days, like really young kids, are on YouTube, and it's really easy to gain that audience from there, especially since we're trying to cater to kids more. And if we include more of our information and more activities and all that stuff into our YouTube, that'll definitely get people to know about the website. And QR codes, we can definitely like bring that to universities. Like our school is in Miami-Dade College. We can definitely find a way to like print those QR codes out, have them across campuses and in other universities as well.
I would also like to add, me and my friends started a project my freshman year of high school where we worked to teach kids about science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So we've tried to incorporate this website into my project by showing kids the website directly, and that's where a lot of our feedback came from. So far, a lot of the feedback that we've gotten has been from sharing with the kids directly in the classroom and showing them our website.
And sorry, one more thing. I'm sure in terms of QR codes, we could also put them in national parks. And I know Everglades National Park has bulletin boards, so we can definitely put it on there. But as of right now, I think social media is our main target because everyone is on social media and it's not a paywall or anything like that. Like this is something for everyone to be able to learn.
I have a question. So amazing job. Thank you for all the research. I think what I really would love to talk about is engagement, right? And that volunteer component that you did include, because our county has one of the lowest rates of volunteerism. And of course, we're competing with all the great things that we have, right, in this community that we can all do every single day. What was the source for the volunteer activities and how would you keep that up on the website?
Okay, so in terms of volunteer activities, every tab that we have when it comes to local beaches, coral reefs, Everglades, and air pollution, they all had links at the end that we had researched and like local beach cleanups, people who clean coral reefs or they like test the waters, or test the corals and see how much. Because, okay, sorry. There's this disease for coral reefs that's really affecting Key West right now, and actually the whole world with coral reefs. It's something related to the bleaching that's happening with coral reefs, and so there is this one of the links that is there. It has volunteer efforts for people to study this disease and how to combat it. So, but Key West right now is actually doing pretty good at that. So those links are on there.
I want to add on to that. We have these two clubs at our schools, actually, which is we had Green Club, which is not as active this year, but it was very active last year when me and Rody were juniors. And they always had advertisements for local beach cleanups. And those advertisements from those organizations, they do it like yearly or every month, or they do it at a consistent rate. So that way, we won't have to update it as much because these organizations do repeat them. So that way people have a chance to do it whenever they're available. You know, if they have work, then they can't do it. But another month or another week or several months from now, they can do it. So we also include volunteer opportunities like that.
We also included a number and a variation of different type of volunteer opportunities. There's things people can do to contribute from home, and there's also ways that people can drive in and contribute themselves at beach cleanups. So we decided to include a number of different opportunities ran by different organizations. Two of the ones that we included in the presentation were the Eco Bros, and they run it straight out of Tampa. They've been able to run a program where they lead annual beach cleanups often. So anyone who would like to volunteer can visit their site, and there's tons of different opportunities year-round. There's also another one called the Environmental Conservation Droners, which is another group of high schoolers, a local nonprofit that has grown so much, and they regularly update their opportunities as well.
I have one last question. This was excellent. Great job, everyone. So Did you guys think about, I know you said your target audience was mostly kind of kids, high schoolers, middle schoolers, and thinking about them, but I think there's an aspect around kind of corporations as well, around that's how you help fund this. Have you thought about how you would maybe do some of those volunteer efforts of like connecting with corporations and then maybe also doing a, like almost an analysis of the impact of the financial impact of not doing something, right? There's something downstream because I think that correlation would be really important of like, here's the cost of what we're doing to our environment to the bottom line. Here's the cost of adding that next strip mall, right? Then adding more, we all end up like Houston, right? With more concrete. So things like that. Have you thought about that?
We had planned to collaborate with a lot of research institutions and also nonprofits where we could all unite as one and then perhaps collaborate with corporations. We could create maybe networking opportunities for people, like maybe they could like clean up on the beach and they could like meet up as a, it's almost like a office team meetup, like those things they do. Also, we could definitely make almost a carbon footprint calculator for each company, each corporation to see what it's costing them and what they should do moving forward to help them with their overall green impact they have on our community, especially locally. I think that's a very important thing to do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.